the stain was on my chair the rest of the year. I need a diaper. We were getting frisky and he pulled my pants down and there it was on his bed. Bestie, that is not normal. I don't want to scare anybody. I've never seen anything like this before. Currently living my big titty goth GF fantasy, but mine is the big Hi guys, it's Adria. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're kicking it old school, bestie. I tried to spin around, but okay. We're kicking it old school today, and we are bringing back period horror stories. I haven't done a period horror stories video in probably over a year now. I don't know if y'all even remember. Do we remember? I thought today we would dive back into the period horror stories of Reddit. I remember the last time I read period horror stories off of Reddit, you guys really liked those, so grab a drink, grab a Diva cup. Don't combine the two, but let's enjoy. I had chocolate for this video, but I ate it all. Subscribe. And if you guys want me to bring this series back, you can always DM me on any of my social media. Just start the message off with period horror stories so I know that's what the message is about. I will always keep you anonymous unless you would like to not be for some reason. I'd want to be. Actually, to start off, I'll share with you guys a little period horror story of my own. Fairly recently, I could include pictures here. I have pictures of this in my phone. One morning, I woke up at 3 a.m. feeling like I had peed myself. And I was like, what? My period looked like someone took a water balloon and threw it at my bed. And I go into the bathroom and there was a stain on my sheet. There was a huge stain on my pants. My underwear, kaboom, like just gone. It was done. So like, and I'm in the bathroom at 3 a.m. and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And then Brandon wakes up. He's like, are you okay? What happened? And I'm crying. I'm like, I'm just bleeding. I don't know. Like, being a girl is so weird. What the fuck? So I'm gonna go to my handy dandy Reddit app. Let's see what we can find. All right, girls, share your period horror stories. Guys, ask questions about periods that you've always been curious about. Okay, this is under r/teenagers. All right, here we go. My period horror story. For context, I have pretty irregular period cycles. That's never good. Luckily, mine have always been pretty regular, so I'm sorry for the girlies that don't have that. So I never know for sure when I'm gonna start bleeding. So it was the last class of the day and I was just sitting there at my table listening to the lesson. Instead of having individual desks, we had two big tables and these wooden chairs with fabric seats that the word fabric there just, ooh! The word fabric just harassed me. Like, like I already know. All right, that was a little dramatic, Adria, but like, there's some words in these stories that always scare me. While I was chilling in class, I could feel myself bleeding and didn't know what to do. You're just there like, so naturally I just sat there in fear that if I got up in the middle of class to go to the bathroom, everyone would see a giant stain on the back of my skirt. When the class finally ended, I waited there in my seat until most people left. Then I stood up to check if I had bled onto the chair. And I had. I looked at the chair and there was a very noticeable red stain on the gray fabric. I started panicking and made the decision to just leave. This happened to me in middle school. I got up, there was a puddle on the chair and I just left. Like, I don't know what happened after that. I think I tried to wipe it with my sleeve, there was probably remnants there. I feel bad for the kid that sat there next, but like, what do you do? What if we made clothes that had a built-in cloth? And we can make it trendy too, like they could look like a handkerchief type thing, like hanging out of your pants, and it's like detachable, and then you just wipe real quick. Like, we market it as fashion, but it's for messes. The girls know it's for the periods, like, but it's just low key. So I adjusted the straps on my backpack so it would somewhat cover where the stain was. Then I pushed my chair in to hide the stain from view and then left for the bathroom. I stayed in there for like 20 minutes, feeling bad about leaving my period blood on the chair. I wanted to go back and clean it up, but my male teacher was most likely still in there doing work. So I didn't go back out of embarrassment. And the stain was on my chair the rest of the year.
That is disgusting.
Okay. The fact that they just left it there. I mean, I'm sure someone cleaned it, but the stain, I mean, if it was a light gray fabric, done. Like, it's done. Now someone else sits there on top of my period blood. I like that someone replied, damn. Oh my gosh. All right, this one's good. Bruh. Is there a way to say that? That's not just bruh. Bruh. I was at my boyfriend's house and I have a regular period sometimes, and we were laying on his bed. I was laying on my back and he was laying on his side looking at me. Now we've been laying there for a while, like an hour or so, and he starts making out with me and so on and so forth. Don't need the details, girl. We get it. But we were getting frisky and he pulled my pants down and there it was on his bed and in my pants. Something similar to this happened to me. We weren't like making out or anything, and like it didn't get to that, but I remember like I was hanging out with my boyfriend, then out of nowhere I felt my period. I had nothing with me and I was maybe like 17. I don't know how I worked up the balls to just say something to him. I was like, listen, I think I just got my period. I need something. And he was so sweet about it. Like he went and told his mom, and his mom got me pads and whatever, and like they didn't even make a whole big thing out of it. His mom didn't even say anything to me. Like she just left them in the bathroom. He's like, my mom left pads in the bathroom for you. Guys can be surprisingly chill about this stuff even at a young age. Every boyfriend I had in high school, whenever I had a period related incident, they always seemed helpful about it. And I think guys kind of just have this demeanor of like, I want to help, like I don't understand, but like let me help. And that's really nice. I was embarrassed as all hell and I turned red and kind of just hid my face from him when he was talking to me, saying it was okay, like I love him, but good God, it was pretty bad. That's really embarrassing if I'm being honest, especially like if he saw it for himself. I don't know, like I'm married and I feel like I would be embarrassed if this happened to me. Brandon and I are just like, ooh, la la, and then just like, oh yeah, there's my period. I would have a sense of embarrassment, and I'm married. This is so good. Okay, so they also said on this thread for guys to ask questions, and this guy said, is it actual blood in the way that it is different than blood from your hand or something? And somebody replied, yes, it is very different. Regular blood from like injuries and stuff is usually a clear red color with usual watery consistency. Period blood consists of blood clots, tissue, and all those other stuffs shed from the lining of the uterus. It's darker in color and can be black, brown, or dark red. Each color has big chunks. Yeah. I think this was something that was like a shock for me with like periods, was like it's so different than if you just have like a cut on your arm. Not to be graphic, but like to put it simply, if you wanted something to compare it to, it's kind of like jam that you put on toast. It's not just like blood. Oh gosh, I'm gonna try not to gag, but it's kind of like egg white. Like that's kind of like the consistency that it is. Dear God. I don't know how this is possible, but somehow I missed this part where this person said they have tasted their period blood. Pardon, are you all right? How do you comfort someone on their period? It sounds super shitty. And somebody replied, personally, I really love hugs when I'm on my period. You don't have to buy me chocolates and flowers and all that stuff. Just hug me and be very nice. Maybe crack a joke or two here and there, make me laugh. I would say, to any guys that may be watching, if your girl's on her period, just ask her if there's anything that she needs. Do you need a snack? Like, are you craving salty or sweet? You want to watch a romantic comedy? Or, oh, this, guys, I'm about to get you some serious brownie points. If your girl's in the shower and like she's on her period and you know she's miserable, take like her favorite robe or blanket or something, throw it in the dryer for her while she's in the shower, so then when she comes out she has like this nice warm thing to just cuddle up in. You're welcome. This is on r/ask Reddit. Not safe for work. 18 plus. What's your period horror story? Oh my God. This person deleted their account, but it says when it was a week late. It says when Miss Girl does the disappearing act. No. Head for the hills. All right, so this person says, I bled out onto my sheets because the always pad did not stick properly to my panties. Been there. I got a new one and stuck it to my panties. It did not stick. Another one. It didn't bloody stick. I Googled why pads no stick. That should be on a t-shirt. Why pads no stick? And it said, oh, your panties are not 100% cotton. I grabbed my 100% cotton panties I bought and washed, and I still had the tiny tag. Confirmed, 100% cotton. I stick the pad, it won't stick. This story is filled with rage. I feel that though, I'd be so annoyed. I throw away the whole pack and open one I bought last week. I stick the pad and still won't stick. I was crying and shaking from rage. Where does this go? I ended up writing a long rage rant to the Facebook page of Always about how it's their fault for making garbage products and ruining my sheets. They had the audacity to leave me on scene without a reply. Boycott plastic garbage pads, switch to reusables, and never been happier and comfier. I don't know about this though, because I have definitely used Always pads on like more spandexy type underwear, and I've never had this issue. I don't know, like, somebody wrote try adult diapers. Oh my gosh, you know, I actually considered that once. Like, this is so TMI. I'm just gonna put myself out here, like, this is vulnerable. I sometimes get this monstrous period that I'm like, I need a diaper. Like, what is going on here? All right, we're just gonna do a couple more here and wrap this up because I'm about to start oversharing. I've never seen anything like this before. This is definitely a new one. This is a whole new level of embarrassing. Girl had her period at the Naked Hot Springs and didn't use anything but her pants to stop it. This girl is a level of bold that I aspire to be, because can you imagine just not caring at all? First of all, you're naked in front of strangers, which I could never do. I am a never nude. The thought of this is terrifying to me. Stripped naked and left her totally bloodied pants near the fire pit and then chilled in the hot springs for several hours. Well, first of all, I wouldn't be going in that hot spring if I were you. I still don't know if it's true or not if your period stops when you're submerged in water. I feel like we debunked this once, but I honestly forget. Apparently, this is the very first search when you type in "does your period?" and it says your period does not stop since the coating of the uterus continues to shed. However, due to the counter pressure of the water, the gush is impeded and does not enter the water. Cool. And you know, if she was unaware of it happening, that's one thing, but the fact that she knew and still just, again, boldness that I aspire. I'm gonna give this one the Period Horror Stories Trophy of the Day just for boldness and something original that I've never really heard before. This one really threw me for a loop here. I'm ecstatic. Had my period for 3 months straight once, heavy flow throughout. I called my doctor after a couple of weeks and her response was, just soldier on. Bestie, that is not normal. That is not normal. I don't want to scare anybody, but like, that's not normal. And for a doctor to just be like, you got it, champ. I'm not even a doctor and I'd be like, bestie, are you good? Sometimes I'm literally like, what are we paying certain doctors for? Like, some doctors are just like, this probably isn't good for my teeth at all. Oh, sour. Oh, while my dad was yelling at me, it was really, really awkward. So you're just standing there getting yelled at, just like, I feel like, okay, here's the thing though. Parents don't know what they're doing. That's like rule number one. So I wish back in the day I had the balls to just call them out. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. If your dad's yelling at you, if you just say something so shocking, I feel like you could almost shock your parent out of scolding you. If my mom had been yelling at me and I would have just been like,
woke up this morning feeling like a chicken nugget.
That would have just shocked her enough to like stop parenting. Because there were times I could see the veil slip. I could see my mom break character. Like if I said something funny and she was mad and like I'd see her start to smile, like they break character, girls. Like, sometimes you just gotta shock them a little bit. If your dad's yelling at you and you're just like, Dad, I have my period, he wouldn't even be able to function, bestie. This was a lot of fun today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I post fun new videos whenever I feel like it. And if you guys want me to do more horror story related content, definitely let me know. I also wanted to do another period related video where I give a review of the Diva Cup, because I actually did more recently start using a Diva Cup, and like I wanted to do like a full in-depth review because I did a review on period panties a while ago and you guys really liked that, and I wanted to try more like different sorts of menstrual product things. And I know it's all TMI, but I feel like so many people are so afraid to cover things that are TMI, and that's kind of why I like doing these, is because it like kind of breaks down that barrier. Hey, like this is normal, it's cool. Not to the point that Lady like tried to that one time.
One of these mason jars is wine, One of these mason jars is my period blood. Which one is it?
I hope my period picture doesn't smell though, because I've been collecting my blood and it smells.
That was not normal. And that was not cool. Be sure to follow me on all my social media, link down below. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, Panda hugs, love you guys. Bye! Period. Horror stories with Adriakillen. We're sharing our stories. And we're chilling. Like the hot spring though. I bet it was her day 1 or day 2 too. Just like no shame. And I love that. Love that for you. I need a diaper. Like what is going on here?